Hello, shining ones. Megas here on a beautiful day in Asha. If you're brand new to the channel, we're Zoroastrians, and we are the Magi. And today, I want to share with you something that will absolutely change your life forever. But I want you to ask yourself something first. Did Spirit lead you to this channel? Did he lead you to this video? If that's the truth, I'm going to ask you, stay to the whole thing, because I'm going to give you the message of the Magi. And it can knock you off balance. And so you have to be in a place where you are searching. You want to know truth at any cost, because I'm going to say some things that will knock you off balance, obviously, or else you wouldn't be searching. But I'm going to ask you, just listen. You don't have to receive everything I'm saying, but at least hear it. And then let me get to the conclusion. So you're not just left with, what is that? What does this all mean? You know, and where you're confused. I don't want to leave anyone in confusion. So if you choose to listen to the message of the Magi, then I ask that you stay to the end, please. And I tell you what, at the end, you'll find, oh my God, this is good. The message of the Magi is good. God is better than I was told in my religion. My friends, there's a reason that it was the Magi that found the Messiah. It said the Jewish people were afraid when they heard the Messiah was born. The Magi traveled far to bring him gifts and worship him, because they had the same idea of the all-good Spirit, the loving Father. And my friends, and it's beautiful. But, you know, the world religions, something's happened to them. They've changed from the original monotheistic religion that was Zoroastrianism. And so you'll probably see in the title, I put Pope's Exorcist. And I watched that on Netflix last night. And I think I saw something in there that other people wouldn't see because of my involvement in the church. I was raised from a child to be a Christian preacher. You know, I was probably the only kid in junior high that had read the Bible cover to cover. You know, I went to Bible college. It's what I had set out to do, but I was behind the scenes and I saw things that I knew were wrong, my friends. But where do you go? What do you do? I didn't know there was another way. I hadn't heard about Zoroastrianism other than in my heart. I knew that message of the Magi and Zoroastrianism and that all-good Spirit. But, you know, they tell me, oh, that's not how it is. That's not what's real. And my God, it's exactly what's real, isn't it? So in the Pope's Exorcist, I noticed something that I also saw in the church. The whole haunting and possession took place on the Catholic grounds, didn't it? In one of their abbeys. And it got me thinking about this. I remember being in the ministry, and people would come and say, you know what, I joined your church, and now I'm getting attacked by devils and demons. That never happened before. My life has gotten worse instead of better. You told me it would get better, but it's getting worse. And my friends, this is quite common. And so here's what they told us to say. They say, because before you were just a dirty sinner, so you weren't on the devil's radar. Now you're his enemy, so he's coming after you. Well, they sure didn't mention that, you know, when they were selling their, you know, join the church that day, would come down front and you know, but it's a lie. Here's what it is. And I need you to see this, because there's a better way. They give you a story, and you join that story. And so look at it this way. Will you stay with me, please? Let me go down this little rabbit hole, but you'll understand it. So I think about when I was a kid playing baseball. I loved baseball. But I remember some kids absolutely crying if they messed up or if we lost the game. I mean, just devastated. Why? Because they had bought into the game. You know, so like it's 3 strikes and you're out. Right? Someone sat down and wrote that out, and now they've joined into that idea that this is how this game works. And now think of this with the religion too. A story was written. This is how this works. And so this kid is devastated because he struck out. What if someone would have wrote, you get 4 strikes till you're out, 5 strikes. How about you got to just stand up there and swing until you hit the ball? Well, that'd make you feel better, right? But that's not how it is. That's what they've done with religion. my friends. They've set a set of rules, and if you mess it up, you're devastated. Right? And I saw this with myself. I suffered from OCD, of fear of blaspheming the Holy Spirit. And why? Because I was playing along with their game, their story, their narrative that they had set forth. And they said, if you do this, this, and this, and you think this bad thing, then you blaspheme, and then you're separated from God. And I was always so scared. Now, so there could be another kid in junior high that would never think about that. Their life wasn't devastated. You know, I remember crying, just like that kid that struck out in baseball, because I thought, oh my gosh, what if I blasphemed? And so miserable. My friends, but there was other kids, they weren't playing that same game. And so they weren't miserable or scared or worried about it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So Zoroastrianism, the original religion, was just good. This God you could never be separated from, because you come from that good spirit. You're made of that good spirit, of that name, of that light, of that energy. You are that. God is in you. That God good is in you, and you are in that God good, and there's no separation. That set me free, my friends, because I was playing a different game, different rules, right? You can get up there and just swing until you hit the ball. No more crying, my friends. And so we need to tell a better story about who God is in the original story, right? And I've told people this about the message of the Magi, the all good God. They tell me that's too good, right? Well, you tell me that's too good to be God, right? That you think he has to love and hate, be at peace and war. He can heal, but also has to send disease. My friends, it's not true, but that's what you're told to, and you're playing that game, and you're having the effects of playing that game, and it's all mental, isn't it? Like I was telling you, when I was in junior high and so scared that I had upset the God, and I'm laying there crying, another kid not playing that game, he's just out playing with his friends, riding his bike, having a great old time, because he's not playing that game. My friends, don't play the wrong game, and it's quite simple. Asha 13 says, good is good and bad is bad. If you will play that game, my friends, your life will change. It says the original word is all good comes from the Creator. So the original word, it's the thought, the idea, the game that Spirit made, the law and order of what this world is. It's the energy and the Spirit that made the form and matter was just good. Unmixed. That's what Zoroaster means. Undefiled, undiluted, unmixed, pure light. My friends, the world religions that came after Christianity, Judaism, Islam, they mixed, right? God is love and hate, peace and joy. The stories you read in the Bibles and Qurans and Gitas, they're not that good. You remember as a kid hearing them thinking, that doesn't sound very good, but don't you dare question it. You don't want to blaspheme. You don't want to go to hell, right? You're playing that game. My friends, but it's quite simple. God is just good. And when we restore his image to just good, and we take that spirit into us, that love, and yeah, we're going to miss the mark sometimes because we're born in a body that passed in our very genes and DNA is addictions and anger issues and who knows what else. But we also have that divine spark that tells the true story inside of us. And when we go into that and start living from that place, attuning ourselves with that all good spirit, my friends, you start to change energetically. You've taken and held that right spirit. And you're going to start to create a right mind and a right world. And that's the message of the Magi, that God is all good. Take that spirit, hold that energy, my friends, and we'll change the world. Back to Asha. What is Asha? It's the original word, the perfect creator's perfect idea, and it's all good. Asha 3 says, we have one job. And that's to hold that all good spirit. Be the love and the peace and the joy and the kindness and the goodness. Don't think a bad thought. If your religion you're raised up in is putting bad, scary thoughts in your mind, my friends, right? That's when people start thinking they're possessed and stuff. I got to share this story with you. I don't think she'll ever hear this. I won't use her name. But I dated this girl. We went out on maybe 3 dates. Real strong Christian. Worked in the church. And, the first time we went out, there's some crows cawing. And she's going, oh my gosh, that's like some kind of demon attack. And I love crows and ravens. You guys know that. I'm thinking, that's kind of weird. And then we're walking and a dog started barking. And she said that was demons manifesting because they're wanting to fight her, right? Because she's a warrior of light and stuff. And I'm thinking, this girl's, She's a little crazy. After about 3 dates of that, I was like, I'm out, man. That is just weird because she's playing that game. She thinks everything's a demon attack. They get lost in their mind. They get into fear. They fear the devils. They fear their own God. They fear the stories, you know, and it's always a fight. And my friends, play a better game. The perfect creator. What else could come from his perfect mind but bliss and love and joy and kindness and goodness? My friends, play that game. Hold that. My friends, at least create that in your own mind, in your own home. Create your own atmosphere, my friends. And you know, and then when you go out with that, you'll start changing other atmospheres, right? You go over to a friend's house and they're all negative and the world's coming to an end, blah, blah, blah. And you put on a smile and you're talking positive. You'll start to raise their frequency. My friends, the world is beautiful. That's why I tell you every time at the end of these videos, life's a gift. Go out and play. My friends, do things that are fun. You know, I was out riding my dirt bike the other day, and I was thinking if everyone had a kick-ass dirt bike, there would be no suicide in the world. I was having so much fun. The last thing I was thinking about is purposely killing myself. I was hoping I don't kill myself as I'm going through the trees and off bumps and jumps and berms, you know. I wanted to live and keep playing and having fun, my friends. Life is beautiful. So today, attune yourself to that all-good spirit, that loving Father, that unmixed God. Hold that, be that. Watch your world change and know I love you.